December 2014, Network Limited conducted its annual evangelistic and humanitarian trip to Romania. The 11-person team had a good mix of veteran travelers to Romania and newbies. Each day ended with the sorting and organizing of the goods we had carried with us and the food and hygiene items that had been purchased in preparation for our arrival. Each day began with the staging of these things curbside and then the loading of the trailer for the day's distribution. Our first day of ministry included 2 elderly care facilities that are run by the same director, and he was very thankful for our choice of his places among so many that need help. We began in each place with a greeting to those who were ambulatory. After singing a few songs, a team member gave a message of hope, then we helped them with a craft. We had some one-on-one time talking about our families and listening to their stories. We gave out fruit and left a lot of staple food items with the director that will help with meals for several months. We were permitted to go to the rooms to pray and converse with the residents who were not ambulatory. They were touched by our coming, and many were surprised that we, Americans, would come to see them. Many struggle with being alone and feeling abandoned. A simple touch, a kind smile, and caring words meant so much to them. Emmanuel Home is a foster care center with a mother and father and 12 children. Of the 12 children, they have adopted 5, and the other 7, some of them siblings, feel loved, valued, and like a family. We were able to bless them with food, hygiene items, clothing, and toys for the children. Some of the team showed the kids how to throw a frisbee, and the interaction between the team and children was so sweet. It was such a joy to visit this home. Next, we went to a home church with a large number of children that we were told were in need. Some of the team members sang a Romanian Christmas carol. David ministered, and we were able to bless each family with food, hygiene items, fruit, clothing, and gifts for the children. Sunday, we were blessed to participate with Bethel Baptist Church of Bănești. As we each worshiped in our own languages, it was a beautiful sound and picture. Part of our team went downstairs where the children had their own services. They sang for us and recited scripture. David ministered to the adults. Team members sang, and then we had communion together. One body worshiping one God. Food packets, fruit, hats, gloves, scarves, and socks were given to each family. This church reaches out to the surrounding village, many of whose people are very poor and many are unsaved. We went door to door laden with our gifts. It was a special treat for us to sit with them, interact in conversation, and share God's love. In each home we prayed for the needs of the families. One church elder took part of the team to 2 families who were not on our list and for whom we had not prepared gifts. We learned later that families in the church had given up their own food bags for these families. It was truly a picture of love and selflessness and genuine concern for the welfare of these people. Monday, we found ourselves at a large school for the hearing impaired. Many of the 196 children who attend are from parts of the country outside of Cluj, so they live at the school during the week and go home on the weekends. We brought a large quantity of staple food items, hygiene items, and fruit to leave. Working with the preschoolers was a challenge, as we were told that none of them could hear and none of them knew sign language. So we immediately began to pray and ask God, how can we communicate with these children? Team member Connie began acting out the story of the lost sheep, and soon we had little sheep following the leader. Glenna displayed her attention-getting techniques, and soon children were wiggling fingers, marching, and clapping hands. A drama about the Magi was performed for the older students. The story was read in English, translated in Romanian, and then into sign language. At the end, a most beautiful sight warmed our hearts as we watched the students, in unison, raise their arms and shake them, which is sign language for applause. As the Magi left, they were met with vigorous high fives and great smiles. The Miracle House is always the peak of blessing for our teens. This facility is a daycare center for 23 adults who are mentally and emotionally impaired, but whose hearts are huge with the love of God. We have been coming to this facility for the last 15 years. Each year we are told, please come back next year, but you don't have to bring us anything. We just want you. The students are giddy with excitement as we arrive. Of course, we do bring things for them. Each year we are treated to a reenactment of a Bible event. This time the story was David being called by God in his victory over the giant Goliath. You could see in the expressions of the men of Israel that the truth about God caring for his people is very real to them. A heartfelt roar of praise to God went up when the giant went down. One of my God moments is Masha. Several years ago, Masha referred to me as his mother. Since then, God has knit our hearts together. We look for one another each year. While Masha is very shy, withdrawn, and rarely looks into your eyes, usually with head slightly bowed, he will take my hand and sit next to me. When we left last year, the director told me that Masha had been very sick and was having some tests done. When I saw him this year, it was obvious that the illness had escalated. I learned that Masha had been placed in a facility because he had no family to care for him and he could no longer care for himself. Just recently he had been hospitalized. While in the hospital, his space in the facility was given away, so he found himself homeless when he was released. The director found him, and Masha asked if he could come back to the Miracle House on the day our team was arriving so he could see us again. Our time together, while short, was precious. Our team prayed over him, and I know he felt loved. Masha is one of the smiles I have whenever I think of Romania. Jesus said, "What you do for the least of these, you do for me." Let me tell you about Melanie. She and her family sell fruits and vegetables in the open market. Every year we purchase a lot of fruit. Because we buy so much, our team is a big blessing to the vendor from whom we buy. About 10 years ago, we selected Melanie out of the many vendors and began purchasing our fruit from her. This year when I met with her, she seemed down. I asked what was wrong, and she explained it was discovered that she has a tumor on her brain, which is pressing against the nerves in her face and causing vision problems. Thankfully, the tumor is benign, and she is taking medication to shrink it. I prayed with her, told her our team would pray for her that evening. She thanked me, hugged me, and we were off. The last day we met, she was feeling much better, and I asked her to come on the bus and see the people who were praying for her. With tears streaming down her face, she went down the aisle, hugging every team member and thanking us for our prayers. From time to time, someone will say to me, "You spend a lot of money going to Romania for a few days. Don't you think it would be smarter to just send the money to help those people?" They just don't understand. Money does not touch Melanie with arms of love and concern. Masha looks for me each year, not what we bring. The elderly have no need for the money, but the touches, hugs, and smiles are what make pleasant memories for them. And the team members experience life-changing moments when they are immersed in another culture, witnessing God's power firsthand. It's an honor to go and be God's hands, feet, voice, and heart to His children and those who are not yet His children. I have a joyful expectation for the places God will send us, for the people to whom we will go, and to the many He will touch through us. If you want to be a part of a great adventure with far-reaching results, let us know. We'll be happy to include you.